Yo, you're not there.
Hey,
Where are you?
welcome to the new meta. I am invisible.
What the? Great. I love this.
Technical difficulties for
Hey, welcome. No problem. It's episode 50.
episode 50 of the new meta. A big 50.
You know, technically speaking, this is our 1 year anniversary. If we're being technical, right? Because we had to miss 2.
It was May 8th was our first
okay,
episode.
okay.
So next week, actually, next week.
But
Yeah.
we missed. Okay.
We did miss 2 though. But yeah, episode 50. Like it's weird because there's 2 milestones. You get the 50 milestone,
Yeah.
and then 2 episodes later you get the,
The
1
1
year.
year. Yeah.
The 1 year. So it's cool, man.
Yeah. It's going to be dope.
I'm excited for it. I see, like, we got announcements to make today, but before we do that, I noticed back behind me is a very traumatic scene today. This brings back a little, PTSD.
You wanna talk about it?
Little flashbacks.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't watching live, you're listening on iTunes. It's a BlizzCon.
Yep.
It's the Anaheim Convention Center BlizzCon from looks like it might have been from last year.
I think it's every year. It looks the same.
The same picture.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into that
Yeah.
for sure. But before
I just
we
wanted
do that,
to, kind of make it very clear how hyped you are.
yeah, man, I
How
can't wait
Die
to
hard of a fan.
I can't wait
you
to
were
go
after last
back
year. Yeah.
and get my guts ripped out and fed to me. You know, it was
Yeah.
pretty cool. Pretty cool. I definitely want to touch on that a little bit, but we got some announcements, right?
We do.
Things.
We do. So, as you guys know, episode 52 is coming up in 2 weeks. Big anniversary for us, Like,
Yep. 1 year.
Celebrate
1 year
our
of
love.
marriage.
Yeah. And so, because it's a big day for the New Meta podcast, it's a big day for Diablo. We got one of the biggest Diablo streamers of all time. I'm sure you've heard of him. It's a little indie streamer. Quinn69 will be
Quinn 69.
on the podcast. We are going to start an hour early that day because he's, New Zealand time. So that's going to be at 8 Central on
Just
the
move it up.
24th, right?
1 hour.
Is it the 14th? It's 14th.
No, the 14th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 14th. It's 2 weeks from today. Exactly 2 weeks if you're listening to this live. If you're not live, it is May the 14th, and we're starting 1 hour early. That's going to be 8 Central, 9 o'clock on the East Coast, 6 o'clock on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And then if you're out of the United States, you have to convert yourself.
Right.
So
That's going to be juicy. Can't wait for that.
juicy.
Yeah.
Juicy. So it'll be fun, man. Quinn's a hilarious guy, very entertaining, and a lot of Diablo knowledge and thoughts and opinions that
Big
I
RPG
respect.
player, right?
So, yeah. So it'll be fun. It'll be a fun one.
Yeah, for sure. And people have been
So-
begging for us to do something together since the dawn of time. So
Yeah.
finally it's coming.
Yeah. So, anyways, why don't you talk about last week's straw poll while
Yeah.
I get the link for the new one because we
Sure.
forgot to link the new one.
Sure. So this one, I think there were problems with it. So I'm not sure this is entirely accurate. Because I had people popping up all over my YouTube channel saying that like it wasn't working for them, and like to test it, I went and like voted, and like my vote didn't register. But then like hours later, it would. I felt like, but I don't know that these are accurate. So we asked last week, which upcoming isometric confirmed ARPG release are you most looking forward to? We of course excluded Lost Ark from this because it's not confirmed in the West.
Right.
So Wilson, Last Epoch, Warhammer Chaos Bane, Pagan Online, and Torchlight Frontiers. I'll spam this in chat if you want a last minute vote.
Okay.
But first of all, what do you want? And then second, what do you think it is?
Well, obviously, and we did this on purpose. I am most excited. I might be. Lost Ark is my favorite,
course.
aside from Diablo 4. But since it's not on there, I'm going to go.
Have you played
I don't
any
know,
of
man.
these?
I haven't, but I have researched them a lot.
Okay,
though.
okay.
Like I haven't actually played them, but I've spent many hours watching various ones. I don't know, man. It's kind of a tie between Last Epoch and Pagan Online for me personally. I There are things that I dislike about Pagan, and there are things that I like about it. Although I think that would be my front runner. What are you picking?
Uh, I mean, Wolfson, there's just not a lot going on there. Very
Hmm.
slow pace of development, so it doesn't give me high hopes. Chaos Bane, I think, is the worst one of all the ones on this list.
Yeah,
Pagan was okay, but the fact that you can't like really
choose your
customize
character.
your hero
Yeah,
is a problem for
that's
me.
kind of my holdup. One of my holdups. Yeah.
Torchlight, I actually didn't get really play because they had just too many issues with the game itself, which isn't a good sign. And Last Epoch, I will say, so I'm playing Last Epoch a little bit before the stream. They're in their closed beta now. There's a lot more going on there, like depth wise, than anything I've played so far. But it's beta, so it's still riddled with bugs. The UI is kind of a mess. But there's more to it than anything else I played, which is a
Right.
positive thing. But
Are you having fun? That's the question.
currently, I can't. It's hard to answer because I haven't played like 2 hours before this started,
Hmm.
and the setup I've chosen to like spec, which is great in and of itself because like I'm already picking a spec, which is
Yeah.
says something. It's not the super. It's not most like the skills don't really interact with each other that well. It seems like there's like one spec that probably I picked like the Reaper, whatever it's called, or the Lich. I don't even know. And there's skills that interact with each other. It just doesn't seem like the ones that I picked do. So I might just like respec or something. But
I got you.
yeah.
I hear you. So let's see. Pagan's what I would have picked. I think.
Okay, I'm gonna pick
Honestly.
Last Epoch just cause.
Okay.
And Wolfson is coming
Wilson
in on
number
top.
one.
36% of the vote.
Torchlight's up there pretty high too. That's interesting.
Yeah. Last Epoch, 21% of vote. Tied with Torchlight for 21%. Pagan, 12%. Warhammer Chaos Bane, 10.
All right. I made a new poll for today.
Okay.
I'm spamming it in your chat right now. Oh, I can't.
Oh,
You just
no
banned me.
links.
Spam that.
That's awesome. I can't see it actually. Oh, there it is. Never mind. Spamming
But
it.
so yeah, what this link is, or what this poll is, this is a super
Fuck.
relevant topic because this is everywhere, man. It's on YouTube, it's on Twitter, it's on
Yeah.
Facebook, it's on everywhere you go. And this is something that I wanted to talk about with you this week. As streamers, man, it's just such a horrible thing. And the question is, did someone spoil Endgame or Game of Thrones for you? It's more kind of directed at Endgame. I think that's a little bit bigger than Game of Thrones, personally. But either one, man. Did you get spoiled? And the answers you get to choose are yes, they got spoiled, no, or don't care, didn't watch.
Right.
So, this was something I was going to talk about later, but this poll just gets into it.
Sure.
I want to talk about this
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I know you went on, did you go Thursday night or Friday?
I went Thursday night, and
Okay.
very specifically because I haven't had movies ruined for me before, but I've heard so many stories of it being done. So that's like literally, I hate seeing movies, and we've talked about this, I think, but I hate seeing movies opening night because you get just like the
Yep.
dorkiest of
You get the super
dorks.
fans. Yeah.
And they
You get the super
clap
fans.
and they cheer and
I actually think it's cool, man, because I like
I
the
hate
clapping
that.
and cheering.
I hate
personally.
clap. It's so stupid. No one's hearing you. Like, why? Stop clapping. Stop it.
Yeah.
I just can't stand it. And like we had that one instance where we saw Deadpool and they had the Easter egg at the end, and the guy, Ryan Reynolds said the word cable, and this guy like literally died and like just started freaking out and like screaming like, "Oh my God, cable!" You couldn't hear anything else that Ryan Reynolds was saying.
I've never experienced anything that
It's
bad.
just so I can't stand the clapping.
So I got tickets to go Saturday because that's the first opportunity I had to go.
Yeah.
And the movie came out Thursday. By midnight, everybody who was watching it, by the time the movie was over, my stream was over. So it didn't really matter. I mean, I guess a couple people probably saw it beforehand, but the majority of the general population didn't get to see it until Thursday at midnight. And so I wasn't really worried about Thursday, but Friday I was definitely concerned. And so I've had in the past, things happen and tried to, I had stuff spoiled. I went through almost the whole stream. I think I had like 20 minutes left in my stream, and some asshole came in and completely just spoiled it.
That
Just
sucks,
dropped,
man.
just spam spoils. So I was kind of ready for it. What I should have done was put my chat in follow only mode that night. What I learned in hindsight is if I do this again, I'll put like a 48-hour follow mode or something stupid on, and then it keeps those troll accounts from coming in and being able to talk.
Yeah.
I think that would help. I mean, there is no guaranteed way,
Right.
obviously, and that's part of the risk of streaming. I knew it was going to happen,
Sure.
man. I knew. So I deleted the message pretty fast, and a couple people in chat didn't get to see it or didn't notice it.
That's good.
And then I saw the movie, and that same night on Saturday night stream, I had somebody else do it again. Like they came in and spammed again. And then a couple people in my chat saw that one and hadn't seen the movie yet, so they were like, they were pissed.
So weird.
But it's like
what games were you streaming? Was it Diablo? What was it?
So Friday night it was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I was doing the new DLC that just dropped for that, and then Saturday, I think I did Assassin's Creed again, and then I had somebody come in and try to do the same thing last night too. Last night I was actually streaming Spider-Man, the PS4 Marvel Spider-Man game that came out a couple months back. It's really fun, good game. So that one, I'm kind of like on the radar. That's like, a Marvel character, Marvel movie.
Right.
So, yeah. But I don't think it matters, man. I think people are literally just going through streams and just spamming it. Like this person, I obviously knew they were going to get banned. They come in, they copy, Control V, Control V, Control V, and then just spam it and then leave, So,
yeah, that's so dumb. That's just so dumb. Like, what a
it's pretty
worthless existence.
I don't see any way around it, though, other than...
See it right away.
Yeah, you have to go opening night. But
yeah,
the crappy part is for chat, like people in chat, I think it's a deterrent, like, from going in. Like, I know personally, Friday, I didn't touch Facebook. I didn't touch Twitter. I didn't touch YouTube. Like, even YouTube, man. Friday morning, I woke up and I opened up YouTube. And, like, I'm a big YouTube junkie. And I opened my YouTube feed, and it's like... ending of Endgame explained.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? It's Friday morning at like 8 a.m., dude.
I mean, those videos are fine. Like, if as long as there's nothing shitty in the thumbnail.
I guess.
Well, I have a problem with.
Shit auto plays on YouTube sometimes.
Yeah, but so Monday morning, I go into work, and I'm scrolling down my Twitter feed, and I'd already seen Game of Thrones. But I scroll down my Twitter feed, and IGN had the video clip autoplay of the most important part of the fucking episode.
That we won't talk about in case you haven't seen it. But and so that's the thing. And this is why I put in that poll I just made, this is why I included Game of Thrones. And if you guys aren't Game of Thrones or Marvel fans, I'm sorry for this long spill, this segment, but I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan, and I've seen every MCU movie several times probably. So when Game of Thrones comes on, people are openly talking about that on Twitter. And it's like, but the same people were like 2 days ago, don't ruin Endgame, don't ruin Endgame. And it's like, what, the thing that happened, like, people are openly pissed off about some of the things that happened. And they're posting it on Twitter, which ruins it for other people. I'm like, man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't follow anyone that would do that, but IGN... you guys, they gotta know better. What the fuck? Literally, it's not even ooh, this, click this link to find out crazy shit that happened. It was here it is. There it is.
So on a TV show like that, what's the time frame? Is today too early, Tuesday? It aired Sunday, so it's been 48 hours exactly.
I mean, I would give it a week, because people got shit.
So you said
going
that
on.
you don't follow anybody. Quinn posted today something that spoils it if you haven't seen it.
Quinn did a whole stream, about it.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, you know what I mean? And I saw it, so I'm not upset. But I'm just saying, I guess if you're worried about spoilers, don't turn your social media on.
Sure.
That's it, because people want to I want to talk about it, and I want to post things. I want to be like, what the
Yeah.
What? You know. So
Sure.
without spoiling it though, what did you think of that episode Sunday? Like it or dislike it? That's like I say. On the fence? Both?
I mean, more towards dislike, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess you liked it.
Complete opposites. No, there were things that I agree with some of the opinions of people who don't like what happened. But I'm okay with it.
Sure.
And like, yeah,
It's
I
not
think
like,
it was,
it's unwatchable now for me, but I was
no,
like,
it was
yeah,
it was
it's
good.
stupid.
So I think that the build up for that episode should have been more than one episode.
Sure.
That needed to be like 3 episodes in itself.
Right.
You know.
Sure.
Because it was just like, oh, it's over. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways, let's talk about this Diablo
let's
game.
talk about BlizzCon. Let's talk about
Yeah,
BlizzCon.
okay. Yeah.
Let's go to BlizzCon.
BlizzCon 2019. The dates have been announced. Same dates. as
November
always,
1st and 2nd,
yeah.
the same as last year. Man.
Are those a Thursday,
no.
or Friday, Saturday again? Just like, I mean,
It can't be, though, because doesn't the year
I
change?
don't fucking know.
Don't the
No, it
dates
is a Friday, Saturday.
Because it was 1st and 2nd last year,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Or maybe it was 2nd and 3rd, and we
Was
just
it?
flew down on the 1st.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Second and third last year. Yeah. But yeah,
I don't know. What can they announce? Like, that's my thing. Like, what do they have to tell us?
I mean, it's
man?
November, so like, yeah, they're not like, maybe they can't announce anything this year, but like, it's the end of the year. Of course, I mean, they could still announce stuff if they wanted.
Yeah.
But I don't want to fall into that like, oh, we're gonna get this.
I'm gonna try to do a little research before next episode and see. Like, I'm really curious how many BlizzCons go through on an expansion for WoW, because this is the 20th or 25th Warcraft anniversary. They're saying on this sales promo,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, so if 2018 they didn't announce an expansion, 2017 they had already announced. If they didn't, they had already announced this current one. So is it 2 BlizzCons and then on the third one they announced? That seems like a long gap. I feel like they're due for an expansion announcement.
Yeah.
This BlizzCon, for World of
Sure.
Warcraft, and that's a huge announcement to me. Like, if you're a WoW, like WoW is a huge staple of Blizzard, so
Yeah.
that would be enough to carry a BlizzCon, I think.
So for me, it's like totally different. So like, I could give 2 shits about World of Warcraft. I couldn't care less about anything
and I
else.
get that. I get that for a lot of people.
And it sucks that like, I have no visibility before I even buy a ticket. Like, there's no schedule up. Like, that's so stupid to me.
Agree.
Like,
Yeah.
that's actually crazy. Like, I would want to go just for Diablo, and so I want to know ahead of time, is Diablo even on the schedule of shit you're guys going to talk about?
Yeah, we're gonna get Immortal again. And
Yeah.
that's it. If that, like, they may not even do that if they don't have other news.
Yeah.
And
like, the Overwatch tournament,
yeah.
like, was cool, but like, I couldn't watch that all weekend.
No, that's not enough for me to spend $1,000+ to go travel to Cali.
$1,500 minimum.
Yeah, that's not worth $1,500 for sure.
Right.
World of Warcraft expansion, and I'm like, I have a lot of time in WoW, but that's not even enough to take me down there. Like, honestly, the only reason I would go to BlizzCon is for Diablo 4.
Right. Well, I would
That's
go
it.
for Diablo content that's not phone related.
Okay, well, would you fly down there for a D2 remaster?
Yes.
That'd be enough to
Absolutely.
justify it?
Yeah.
Would it?
Yeah.
I'd be happier, but I don't know if I'd be like, this was a great investment. I'd
Sure.
be like, oh, that was okay.
Yeah.
Diablo 3 expansion or significant content, like
Right.
something big for sure.
Yeah.
Diablo 4 for sure. 2
But, I mean,
remaster
hopefully they
and a WoW expansion. I'd be happy.
extend like the olive branch if we decide to go, and like maybe actually work with us this year instead of like actively trying to ignore us.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think that'd be cool. Like last year we submitted for a press pass and they declined it.
of course, which is fine. But like,
So, yeah,
people that
I
had
mean,
nothing to do with Diablo are streaming, Diablo, which is just crazy to me. When we're there, but whatever.
pokey,
I digress.
Pokey. What?
Punchy,
Oh, what'd you say?
punchy.
Punchy.
Don't
Sorry.
you forget.
Punchy.
Don't you misquote Pam? How dare you?
I'm sorry, Pam. Respect the Pam. I don't know, man. I don't think. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna go unless maybe there's more announcements made and they do another. Um, we got our tickets on a third sale. I don't know if they'll do that every time or
I
if
got
that was
mine
a
on
one-off.
eBay or some shit.
You got yours on eBay or something,
Yeah.
yeah. So maybe if we find out that there's gonna be some Diablo info,
Yeah.
then maybe I'll scalp a ticket or something. I
Sure.
don't know, but
I don't know.
it would suck to try to scalp a ticket and go down there and then get scammed.
Yep.
So it's a huge risk. I'd be sneaking in with somebody's ID badge.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on the fence. I'm definitely on the fence. You know, it's funny too, because like, so I tweeted out like I'm on the fence. Like, do you guys think I should go? And people gave a ton of replies and feedback, and like some people are like you should go, some people are like you shouldn't go. But then like you remember Nine Ball?
Yeah.
So he tweeted out kind of the same thing. He was like he's kind of on the fence.
Yep.
And then the community manager for Diablo was like, "Oh my god, I hope you can go. I'd love to see you there." It's just like, God damn.
I see that too.
We are
Nineball's
so
nice
hated.
guy.
No, Nine Ball's great. I'm not saying anything about it.
I understand what you're saying, and I feel the same. And I don't even like to talk about it because I don't want to.
Sure,
I don't think it helps.
Sure.
I don't think it helps.
Yeah.
But I feel the same way about I'm like, hey, the @Diablo Twitter account. I don't know who runs that, but whoever manages the @Diablo Twitter account retweets video guides for other content creators. Like when they post a YouTube video guide, they retweet it. Or I'm going live, they retweet it. And I'm not going to name call any people, but it's like I've even directly tweeted at them like, hey, check, and just nothing. Like radio silence for 2 years.
Yeah.
So I don't understand if it's like I did something to piss them off or if it's just I'm not in the circle, so there's no new friends,
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't get it.
At this point I don't think like they actively look for people because you get streamers that are up and coming in Diablo right now. Like Larkus is rising the charts like crazy. He's grinding his face off on Diablo. He's been going up the viewer count, like crazy. Probably not ever going to feature him either. Like so, it's just like I don't think there's anyone that actively looks for
that they pay attention anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think if you're not like grandfathered in to like the the grandfather of Diablo streamers, then they probably don't even know who you are. And I think that's what we very much experienced firsthand. Is like, well, we were up and coming like since like Necro or whatever, but like they don't know. So
Doesn't care. Yeah.
I don't know that they don't care. It's just they don't know. So
I don't know. I mean, it's in a weird spot now because I'm not grinding it as hard as I was.
Sure.
I mean, I did it for 2 years, and then it's just like now it's like, well, I got to keep saying branch out and do some other things every now and then.
Sure.
So
yeah, I get it.
But the Switch leaderboards, you take a look at those lately?
Whew, it's brutal, I guess.
I forgot to go get leaderboard info Friday before they shut the servers down, and you forgot. So both of us kind of dropped the ball on that.
Yeah, we did.
When I went to stream, the leaderboards were already shut down.
You had
and I didn't think
job.
about it. So
okay.
It sucks because I was kind of curious. I was really just curious where Crusader was going to fall after.
Yeah, where ThaPChild ended up. Yeah.
Yep. And some people told me they played it and it felt pretty good, which is surprising because I expected it to be underpowered after the nerfs looked big. But
right. I also kind of see where Rapid Fire ended up, but. What did you think of Rapid Fire, by the way?
So I played Rapid Fire.
Me too.
And I played Dagger of Darts as well. And Rapid Fire was different. It was something that I had never experienced before. To my knowledge, I don't remember Rapid Fire builds ever really being a thing. If they were, then I was asleep during that time period. But it was okay. It was it's the same, man. All these builds are left click.
Yeah, there are more left click builds arising. I don't think Rapid Fire is necessarily the same because it's like you're not spamming left click. You're just like you're channeling it.
You're holding it.
So it's not totally the same. But there are a lot.
Cool
like
because it's new.
Let's think about the left click builds here, right? So we got Blessed Shield, and what we mean by left click build is like you're basically only casting like one ability.
Everything else is like numlocked,
right?
Or you're just casting it off cooldown.
So there's Blessed Shield Crusader, Condemned Crusader, Shadow Impale, now Rapid Fire. What else we got?
Dagger Darts.
DOD.
Dagger Darts is on there.
Wave of Light, of course.
Yeah. You could maybe throw in. I mean, Cold Lance is like you pop your cooldowns and then hold it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I won't classify that one.
Sure.
I guess.
Sure.
I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's more.
But yeah, that's what we mean.
But that was
by
like
it.
6.
Like really tanky,
right
really easy to play. Left click, and the Rift dice. But yeah, so I also played Rapid Fire. I tried to make it like any kind of speed to get out of it. There's just none to be had.
No, you can't even move. Like the
really
thing
can't.
is it took me a Rift to kind of, I was playing around with it because I had never really played it, and then you hold your left click, and then once you set up shop, you don't move because your toughness falls off if you have to channel again. Your stacks drop from your quiver, or from your not your quiver, your cube weapon, and it's like it's people will love it, I'm sure.
Yeah, that and like the rune that's gonna be the best is like the grenades rune, which is like probably the worst feeling and looking rune for Rapid Fire.
Right.
So like that just
and
feels
it's because
so
the
weird.
belt that has them bounce around forever.
It just looks so stupid, honestly. Like I hate to be toxic, but it does look like it looks pretty dumb. Like you're just casting like little teeny tiny fireballs.
Yeah. Little bouncy balls, man.
Right.
I think it would be Rapid Fire is such a cool ability minus the grenades. I think I agree 100%. I think it's the lamest, one of the lamest abilities in the game, or runes in the game for sure. And it'd be really awesome if they could somehow put a belt in that would buff any of the other things, like the one that pierces, perhaps, or anything, just so you can actually use the ability how I think it was intentionally, initially designed.
Yeah, it's not like
it's kind of like a machine gun.
It's not rapid throw; it's rapid fire.
Yeah. Rapid grenades. You're just like chucking grenades.
Right. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So bad.
DOD is good.
The same.
It's good though because like it felt the same as it was.
There were 2 builds for it, and I played. I mistakenly targeted the Zunimasa version of it first.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of the Lan version.
Okay.
So I got to play what could ultimately be like the build we're stuck with after Lan season.
Yeah.
And it was super powerful. It was, no doubt about it. It was super powerful. That being said, I wish I would have gone for the Lan build instead, because I think it hopefully would play a little bit better. But go ahead.
Yeah.
And then I'll give you my Zunimasa impressions.
Yeah. I mean, it played like what I remember DoD playing like, honestly. Like it didn't, like the Grave Injustice, I don't remember it having like that much juice, but the Grave Injustice made it a lot better because your Pernado came back super fast. And
Grave Injustice, if you guys don't know, is the talent or the passive skill that when you kill something, it reduces your cooldown by 1 second, I think it is.
Yeah.
Per kill or something.
Kill, yeah.
I don't know.
Within
but basically, when you're
X
as long
yards.
as you're killing trash, your CDR is just
crazy.
Your cooldowns are constantly up.
And so that, it felt good. It's a left click builds, and it's super, super tanky. Like you could literally like be like a total noob and do pretty well with.
Pretty decent.
DOD.
And you got your Spirit Walk too, so if you get in like an oh crap moment.
And that's one thing I love about Spirit Walk. Like that's the coolest thing I think about like the Witch Doctor really is like, oh, Molten, let me just like Spirit Walk and I don't have to move. Like that's pretty dope.
Oh, there's an explosion about to hit me.
Right.
Hold on, time it. Boom.
Right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Spirit Walk is OP. It's a really amazing oh shit ability.
Right.
It was a fun build. If Witch Doctors are your thing, you're gonna love it.
Right.
I think that's the best way I can put it. If you don't like Witch Doctor class already, then you're not gonna fall in love with it from this build. And if you like Witch Doctors, you're gonna be in heaven. I think it's gonna be like, oh man, this is what I've been wanting for a long time. So I played the Zunimasa version, and the Zunimasa version, unlike the Lan, and correct me if I'm wrong since I didn't play Lan, but with Zunimasa, you had to hit them with a mana spender first in order to get your damage. So the crappy part with Zunimasa was that I had to Pronado on them or haunt them or do something to them first before my dagger of darts would actually hurt them. So it was a constant like tap them, then switch to dagger.
Sure.
Tap them with something, switch to dagger.
Yeah.
And that was like, this sucks. This mechanic sucks. And I was complaining about it.
Yeah.
And then chat was like, yo, why didn't you go lawn?
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I just did this one first because that's what popped in my mind.
Sure.
I'm like, oh, let's do that.
Yeah.
Because I don't play Witch Doctor very much. And
Right.
so that was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, you didn't have to do that with lawn because you just get the flat damage.
Just flat damage and just smoke everything. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be fun. I don't think it was enough to entice me to main Witch Doctor next season.
Right.
But all you Witch Doctor guys, man, you're gonna be happy.
But the Chantoro, I didn't get to see where it ended up, but like SVR was like killing it with the tick nerf, but the damage buff that they give Chantoro. So it seems to be even better according to SVR than it was with the ticks. So I'm curious if that's gonna make it through or not. And it's one of those weird things. It's gonna be weird to nerf because like they're not super transparent on like what the damage scaling even is. Like attack speed
And that
scales your damage.
That
up.
build is so weird to play too. Like the freight train ability of that build is just.
It's cool
ridiculous.
though, because that's a good mechanic. Like that's different.
Yeah,
that's
it's super punishing. I think it gives you a higher skill gap.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
that people that can play the game really well are going to decimate with this build, and then noobs are going to be like, I can't get it past Greater Rift 60.
Right.
You know, so
100%.
It'll be fun. I hope they don't. I mean, he was destroying with it. I hope they don't nerf it too hard, if at all.
I think they should. But again, I don't care that it lasts for season long.
What did he
season
end up
long's
pushing?
fucked
130
anyways,
something,
right?
Was it a 130?
130. I think he had like 132, 133 somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy high. But and he's got a lot of. I think his Paragon's in the 5,000 range.
No, 4,300.
4,300. Okay. Yeah.
So
That's a lot. That's a lot of juice.
Again, like season long is like the power scaling is already messed up. So like just I mean let it go for a season.
Let it go for
care.
one season. Yeah, and then if people go crazy, then next season we can. That's the thing I think that they need to adopt with these seasons, or they need to adopt rebalancing power per season. Like if something is broken for this season, it's okay. Just fix it next season. Let us have it for the one season because leaderboards are already screwed.
Yeah,
like we don't. Who cares?
I mean, you look at PoE,
and you're doing the eras for non-season.
Yeah.
So.
You look at PoE, they don't even do the PTR. They're just like, yeah, we nailed it. And then stuff comes out and it's like OPOP. And it's just really god tier, that league. And then, the next league, they fix it. So, like, they don't even. So, maybe.
I hope they adopt that style.
Sure.
So
maybe. But it is nice to, like, as a content creator, to be able to, like, make a build guide before the build goes live, Yeah. Because you're so busy when the season starts.
It's nice for time.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, it just depends. If you're a streamer, then you're for sure don't have time, and if you're just a YouTuber, then at all the time.
Right.
So switch ladders. I kind of derailed this a little bit.
Sure, and it's weird too because like it's not really weird. We knew this was coming. We said this at BlizzCon. Like I think I even said this directly to Wyatt Chang. Yeah. I was like, it's gonna be offline. Like that's gonna be modded out of your brain. Like, and so I guess they're literally doing nothing about it. Like It doesn't make sense to me though. Like, so I saw a PlayStation link once. Somebody sent me a screenshot of a PlayStation leaderboard once, and this was 6 months ago. And the guy had modified and put extra gems in his gear or something. He had like double ring sockets or something, and I'm like, why isn't that banned? I don't understand. Like, it's not a free-to-play game where the guy's going to make a new account. This is a PlayStation game that you have to buy a license for. Why isn't he just banned from online in the game? Do they not have the ability to do it? I don't know that they patrol the console boards. Like I don't really know. They
how can you not a little? I mean,
yeah, I don't know. Man.
I mean, shit, man. I'm sure interns would come work for Blizzard for free, if not dirt cheap, and then you could just be like, all right, intern Johnny, your chore today is to look over the leaderboards and
I don't even know how that works.
Cheats.
Like on console, do you have to sign up? Do you have to link it with like your BattleNet or something? And would you still be able to play the game offline because it's the Nintendo Switch? Like, would it even be effective to ban these guys? Like, I don't know. But a GR 150 in like 30 seconds, like, give me a break.
Something must be weird with console though, because it's like I remember back in the day playing GTA 5 online and seeing people with like I don't remember if it was called rank in GTA or whatever the leveling system was. So like 8,000 was the cap
Sure.
in GTA, and I saw people with 8,000 every now and then. It'd be like once a month, and the math behind getting 8,000 means that you played the game for like 500 something years. Like it's not impossible theoretically, but from a realistic standpoint, it's impossible. So, and it's like, how are these guys not banned? All you have to do is just look 8,000. Like, okay, you didn't play 500 years, banned.
Sure.
I don't understand
Yeah, I don't
how
know.
they don't get through the
I don't know,
systems, man.
Because
If I were designing a game, I would automate some of these processes. Like, give me the ability to just instantly filter, like, who's logged
right.
23 hours a day for the last
Sure.
30 days?
Right.
Oh, here's a list of people.
If time played is 20 hours plus a day, monitor account for
Right.
really
Flag.
weird consistencies.
Right. Let's drop in on them. Let's
Right.
see what they're up to.
Something.
Something.
And that would happen. Like EverQuest 2 used to do that. Like they would like monitor your account and then check your playtime and like
I had a WoW GM message me one time.
yeah, and like be like and then be like, "Are you there?" And
He
then
said
like,
he
don't
said
let
hi
them know.
or something.
Right.
And I'm like, "Hey," with a question mark, like, what the fuck?
Right.
And he's like, "Oh, nothing. Just seeing if you were there." And I'm like, "Okay."
What were you doing?
Yeah. I think I had been farming for a long time. I was this was a long while back, and I was in college, and I think I skipped a couple classes or something. I don't know what I was doing. A couple days worth of classes.
Nice.
And I had a route in Winter Spring, and I was just running around picking up mats. But I guess what happened, I think, is that there was some other douchebag there that we used to fight over mats. And I think he reported me as being a bot. So then the GM was like,
Gotcha.
"Yo, what's up?" And I'm like, "What up, dude?"
And I wonder, like, say you're Joe and you go pick up Diablo on Switch and you're just loving it, having the time of your life, and you're playing it more and more, and then you're like, I'm gonna push the leaderboard, and then you look at the leaderboard and it's like totally effed. Like that's gotta leave a really bad taste in your mouth. Like, and that's your like intro to Blizz or intro to Diablo. And it's like, why would I play Diablo 4 if they're like they don't even ban cheaters or anything like that? Like, it's actually crazy to me. So like, I wonder what percentage of players are just like they just pick up the game and they play for like an hour and like and then how many players are like get to the end game and they're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. I don't know. Are you still playing Apex at all?
Yeah.
So how has their cheating been since that initial ban wave they talked about a couple
I mean,
weeks ago?
I see people complaining more and more about it, but honestly, I just don't run into it that much. I maybe, I'll play it 6 hours and I run into it one time, maybe. So.
And that's a whole different model because it's a free to play. So like if they ban you on Apex, can't you just make a new account?
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
Then and then boom?
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you even combat that?
I don't know.
I don't even know how you combat that. But
I think
I'm
a
with
lot of
you.
players also are like, oh, fucking aimbots, because they just like sucked or that player was really good or something. So
yeah, I get that too.
Sure.
I mean, I had that happen to me in Destiny last time I was playing Iron Banner. Some dude jumped sideways through a doorway, up some steps, and like sniper headshot me in the air. It was like an amazing snipe. If it was legit, it was probably the best play I've ever seen in my life. And then like 4 plays later, something very similar happened, and I think it was the same guy. And I'm like, I've never really thought about aimbots existing in this game, but damn, those were the crispiest shots I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But I just know that I suck at Destiny, so it's like I'm expecting to get killed. No big deal.
I mean, I used to get banned on Xbox Live like monthly until like I finally like was able to track customer service down and be like, listen, I'm a pro fucking player, leave me alone.
Right.
So, yeah. I get it. So
yeah.
Yeah.
The forums.
Yeah, the
had
forums
some interesting blue posts for a change.
We're very, very active. We're very, very active, which is a great sign. I love to see, when Nebulosis gets on there and replies to anything. But there was one that was like, why is PTR even ending? I thought this was just interesting. there's a point, she says, there's a point where we have to set a deadline and follow it to make sure we wrap up all of our internal testing, run hardware tests to make sure everything's still good for our benchmarks, and get our release clients built, tested, verified with external partners. The great thing is that this won't be our last PTR or season or patch. We have some plans for the future. There's always a little wiggle room in making adjustments as needed. Hotfixes are possible if they're necessary, though we try to avoid them as to not muck with the leaderboards too much. So we're listening, and I'm trying to be better about making that abundantly clear and more obvious, but we can't keep PTR out forever. At some point, we have to move forward. So that's what we're working on, and get your hands to play live, whatever. But I think, yeah, obviously that second paragraph.
That's cool.
Yeah. The second paragraph gives me a lot of hope, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're more PTRs, more seasons, more patches. Season of COE's coming.
Toxic.
Listen, if you're listening, please don't do season of COE. Please.
No, I mean, to me, this kind of implies like, this doesn't just say to me, like, we have some plans for the future. And there's always a little, it's like, we have plans for the future. It doesn't, to me, sound like, okay, like we have plans as in like we have our next few seasonal themes lined up. It makes it sound like we could have some decent juice coming our way.
You're so optimistic, man.
Yeah, maybe.
I try to be optimistic. I don't know. I think I've been crushed a little too hard to get my hopes up for anything other than seasonal themes and balance patches.
Yeah.
I hope we get more of what we got this patch, where they actually added things to legendaries. I mean, it was a very, couple things. I would love to see that on a bigger scale. But I don't know.
I don't know. This is also coming from the person that like got our hopes up. So I feel like she knows to like be very careful with her verbiage. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe I'm being hopeful, but
I mean, at least we got something coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
At least there's something.
Sure.
So,
and the community manager for Diablo being more active on the Diablo 3 forums, I think is also like a good sign.
Yeah.
Because maybe she's getting more runway to do that. Because
that's
they want,
awesome. There was two more.
Yeah.
Which one is the next one you got pulled
The
up?
next one is the rapid fire buff.
Okay.
Commented on it.
Okay.
So she said, it's unlikely at the stage we're going to add any new additional changes between PTR and live. We need time to tie it down, thoroughly test, and fire off and release client build to make sure everything's gravy before launch. However, I really love this topic because it gives insight as to what skills you guys feel need more love. I can't promise exact changes in the future, but I'd really like to see the conversation here progress and evolve. And so she even goes on to ask the community, what skill would you like to see have more support? Is there one great fantasy / flavor you like but doesn't have much power behind it? And 2, is there a class fantasy you feel isn't very fulfilled right now, something you really want to be able to do with a class but it just isn't possible? Which are crazy broad questions.
Yeah.
So it's like, why? I mean, wow.
Make Whirlwind great again. So I don't know. That is a really cool thing, and I think a lot of our community has ideas. So hit this post up and post your ideas there.
So let me just off the top of your head, what skill would you like to see have more support?
Oh man, that's loaded because I'd say something now and then I'll probably change it later. I think that's kind of selfish of me because Necro's in a good spot.
Sure, what?
I always, when I think of Necros not with the skeletal mages, but with an army that just stays alive forever. So I would like to
revive.
Yeah, okay. Or even some kind of like bigger golems or just I don't know.
Sure.
Man. So yeah. I'm gonna go with just a normal like skeleton army.
Sure.
Of any sort.
Yeah, I mean the golems.
That's the fantasy and golem.
Right. Golem doesn't do any damn, and like there's nothing in the game that supports the golem do more damn. So yeah, that could be good for sure. I tend to prefer like the more casty or melee aspect of Necro. So I mean, I would go for like corpse explosion, like better corpse explosion support. Mm-hmm. But then the follow up. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's just off the top of my head. I mean,
Right.
if I sat down and like was all right, you know what? I change it to this.
Sure.
So.
You can't be you can't pick a necro one though. By the way, I'm the necro. Is there a class fantasy you feel isn't fulfilled right now? Like, what do you like? Where does your brain go with that?
Oh, instantly to a Dark Knight.
Why? Stop! Get out of my head. Get your own ideas.
Because we don't have it. We don't have it, man.
Yeah. What we have, so everyone's like, when I say like, oh, I love a Death Knight in Diablo, people are like, well, that's Necro. No, it's not. Like, Necro is not melee. Like,
Necro's
Poison Scythe,
mage, caster,
right?
frail.
Poison Scythe
And
tries
Death
to
Knight
fulfill that, but it's like not that good, and it's very like left clicky build. So I would love like a melee dark class. That's what I've always wanted from Diablo.
Yep.
And Barb doesn't fill that at all.
I'm gonna get this from like because start the WoW spam, but like Death Knight and WoW, I want the big two-handed weapon just cleaving stuff and just juggernaut, running through, smashing face. So I'm with you on that, and I don't think we have a pure elemental form either.
Or
like I would like
shapeshifter.
to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Druid.
obviously you could
Take one
say
for the
Druid,
team. We gotta say Druid.
Druid.
I think
everybody's gonna say
Druid would be much more highly regarded by the community than like a Death Knight.
I agree too. I don't. Druid doesn't really do it for me personally.
Sure,
Like I'm
same.
sure if they made one, I'd love it. It'd be awesome. But I think some kind of pure elemental form, thing that's just nothing but raw, raw element damage would be really pretty cool.
And then it's like they could take like I know they don't want to just make World of Warcraft like an ARPG, but like you could literally just steal like 6 abilities from every class in World of Warcraft, like make a pretty fun class for Diablo. So like a demon hunter from Diablo or World of Warcraft, that'd be dope class in fucking Diablo, right? Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be baller. I mean, you could do the same thing, Death Knight as well, Shaman.
Yeah.
I mean, you could take. There's so much.
Right.
There's so much there. But it goes both ways, man. You could add Necro to World of Warcraft.
Sure.
And I think that would
100%.
be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So it's not just like, oh, copy WoW. I mean, Blizzard owns all these IPs. Share them. Share the good stuff between them.
For sure. I agree. They should.
This is my favorite blue post, the next one.
Yeah. We finally have an answer.
We got answers. Man, see, the answers make it better.
They really
it's not
do.
as painful. It's just, and I don't understand, like, this transparency is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
This is so amazing. Give us this transparency all the time.
Right. So one of the age-old questions of Diablo is like, why don't we get more stash? Like, why don't we get more? Like, why do we actually? And everyone's like, oh, it's because of this. It's because like no one really knows. And so finally, we know. Okay. What are the technical limitations preventing us from adding more stash? To explain this, we have to start with the foundation of Diablo. Most objects in the game are actors, special effects, enemies, summons, followers, items, gems, weapons, armor, potions, pets, crafting materials, and more. All the things we love to hoard, all players in time, sync on everything that is every player has in memory all the time, which is terribly inefficient.
Yeah.
But this game's really old, so it's like it probably was the best solution at the time. That doesn't sound like a lot at first, but adds up very fast. The more actors active in a game, like more enemies on screen and your stash, blah, 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 the more the game will tax your system's memory. This issue on console is particularly difficult because there's a limit on how much system memory we can access. PC is more flexible in this manner, which is why we're able to add more stash space there. So, we finally know.
Yeah, I mean, then to summarize slightly, it's a memory issue,
Right.
basically, is what they're saying. And they're saying if they give us more stash space, you're going to run out of system memory. Your game's going to run like shit. You're going to rubber band. You're going to lag, crash potentially. So technically, it's an engine problem.
Right.
And it makes sense when they explain it like that.
Yeah. 100%.
Why are they still going to roll out additional stash space with the seasons? They didn't really justify that in a way that made me super happy. They just decided to give it to us as seasonal journey rewards. I don't think there was an explanation. It seems like maybe that was a way to delay us getting it until they can tinker with it more. I don't know.
They made it so she's like, this was always our intent, basically, to have it part of the seasonal journey. And again, I agree. I don't think that they should just give out 5 tabs willy nilly. Like you should have to earn them. I don't think that everyone should just get more stash space.
They should give us one. Just give us one, and then let us earn the other ones.
What does it matter? Just earn it.
I'm a pack rat, damn it.
I know.
I'm a pack rat.
But let me ask you this to follow up on this, like passing everything in system memory. I don't think that this would be a problem going forward. But say like Diablo 4, if you had to choose between like more stash or like when you go click your stash, you had to wait for like
it's like a
couple seconds,
it's like a slight delay.
But you can get unlimited stash.
Pause? Right. How long is the pause?
I mean, like we'll say 2 seconds, and then
2 seconds?
A bad situation.
Okay, I'd take more stash for 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
If it's like 10 seconds every time you open it, that's a long ass time.
Right. But to me,
and then we could just bitch about the 2 seconds.
Right.
You know.
But to me as a developer, like this, and then a lot of people are going to follow this up. It's like, well, just change it, forehead. Like this sounds like it would be a pretty massive overhaul.
Yeah.
So I don't see we're ever going to get the ability to
that's
like,
a core
purchase.
fundamental design. So they're calling actors basically any asset in the game is an actor is what they're referring to it as. I mean, you're talking everything.
Right.
Talking enemies, weapons, loot.
Which is crazy.
And it's loading up everybody's stuff on the multiplayer sessions.
Yeah.
That seems to be the biggest problem is it's the like getting your buddy's stash info too. Which I assume is to do that so when your buddy switches his equipment around, it doesn't lag everybody out. Sure. You know, I guess it makes sense. It seems to me like it's a latency thing, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's cool. We have clarity and it makes sense. And so why do they sell additional stash tabs in Korea or China then? They don't give a shit about their quality of service. They're like latency.
China's used to latency.
Who cares, man? Who cares? I mean, that isn't. As soon as I read this in the back of my mind, that's what I went to.
Sure.
I'm like, well, they already do this though.
Right.
So either A, those guys don't care over there, or B, you're lying. And
no, they're not lying.
I don't think.
Why would they lie? Yeah.
But I don't know.
Because maybe not like to me. It's like this would be a stupid lie because they're kind of exposing like, okay, like this is what we did. Maybe it was the best choice at the time, but obviously this is a flaw in the program.
I don't think they're lying either. They went too technical and explained it, and they even went as far as to take away the stash base. They were going to give consoles.
Yeah.
So that's pretty brutal.
Right.
You know, if I was a console player, I would be a little crushed right now.
Sure.
You know, I'd be like, really? Damn, you just promised me 90 tabs or whatever it was. Right. No, they're gone.
Guys, stop saving shit that's never going to be good. Just if it's not meta, throw it away. That's the best advice I can give you. When I started doing that, it just freed up my whole world, man.
Oh God,
just let go of all the ties that bind you. Just be free.
If
it's not meta, delete it. Delete it.
As far as Diablo news, man, I think that's really all the juice that I had for Diablo for the week.
Sure.
If you had more Diablo news, we can talk about it. But if not, then I'm gonna jump into just some regular gaming news and other stuff.
No, that's all I got.
You're good. Did you? Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about. Did you see that hot garbage Sonic the Hedgehog
I
trailer?
really didn't. I saw this like all over Twitter. Like artists were redesigning.
It is
what
so
they thought Sonic
bad.
should
and
look
if you
like.
guys are listening, Fluff's playing it in the background right now on the podcast. Sonic just looks cringeworthy, and it looks bad, man. It looks super bad. And I grew up on Sonic. I had a Genesis. I had Sonic 1 and 2, and I don't know, Sonic and Tails and whatever the other ones were.
Sure. It looks like a mascot, like a real person's in there.
Yeah, it does. That's the problem is they didn't make him Sonic-y. They made him more human. And people are really pissed off about his teeth for some weird reason because he's got normal teeth instead of like Sonic pointy animal teeth, I guess. I don't know what they wanted. I don't know what Sonic's teeth should look like.
Wait, this is a movie?
This is a movie, dude.
Get the fuck out of here.
This is a live action. Look who that is.
Is that Jim Carrey?
That's Jim Carrey.
Oh my God.
And if you got to listen to this sometime because he just it's bad. It's so bad.
Oh my God.
So anyways, that's kind of the hot thing on Twitter and social media. So you're going to see memes about this, I'm sure, coming up. And it's just, he sits there and has a nope conversation with this guy for like 30 seconds.
Damn.
And it's classic Jim Carrey. He looks like Ace Ventura.
Right.
It's like it's that same old one-dimensional Jim Carrey style of stuff. So, anyways, I don't know.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
I gotta watch this after this. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's bad. And they also got Cyclops.
That looks so bad. What? It looks like a Teletubby with weird hair. Like, what the fuck? Wow.
Borderlands 3
Okay.
did this really cool thing with Twitch. Have you been keeping up with Borderlands at all? Are you interested in that?
I mean, my stream is, therefore I am, but...
Yeah. So Borderlands is doing this big event. I think it's going on tomorrow. But some of the big, streamers that are in with Gearbox have already got access to some of these tools. And one of the tools that they have is a plugin. So Gearbox directly made a plugin for Twitch, just like you would have, your Amazon overlay or whatever. Some games have overlays. They designed this first-party Amazon plugin that what it does is you can link up your account. And then let's say I'm streaming Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
And I get a loot drop in the game, that same loot drop that I get, the exact same piece that I get, same roll and everything, if it has a chance of something pops up on the screen, and then if you click it as the viewer, you also get that same piece.
What?
Yeah, how fucking cool is that, man?
What?
Not only that, it's the same roll. So there's billions of guns in Borderlands 3. Like every roll is unique. Every single gun will always be unique. You're never gonna get the same roll. But if the streamer gets something and you click that, and I don't know how it triggers or what activates it or how it exactly works in detail yet, but they said if the streamer gets loot, the viewers that click it, it's like AFK. You can't just lurk and get the loot for free. You have to interact. But if you interact with it, you get the exact same piece of loot that streamer got.
Wow.
That is super hype and awesome. And
they just single-handedly killed productivity in the workplace in North America.
Yeah. It's like they get it, man. They get the space. They understand how Twitch works. And they're like, dude, what if we make our game interactive with the stream? And
But that's going to also cater to really hardcore streams as well, though, because they're going to get better loot because they're going to be able to do higher level content. So why would you watch someone that's like a casual player?
Yeah, there could be there could be issues that they have to work in kinks, and I don't know if I'm quoting it perfect.
Sure.
But from what I read, it was if the streamer gets loot and you interact with the thing, then you get the same piece of loot the streamer got.
Damn.
And from my understanding, it was the same rolls and everything, but that does make me wonder, well, what if the streamer's at a higher level?
Sure.
You just have to wait to equip it, I guess.
And you could write a bot program that just watches a bunch of streams and clicks the screen.
I suppose if your bot program was good enough, sure.
Cool.
Sure.
Cool, dude.
Listen to you being negative Nancy already on this thing.
Yeah, because I like to play devil's advocate, new ideas, it sounds really cool, and it's like, wow, that sounds amazing, but then it's like, well, did they really think about everything? That's my job. Yeah. That's what I do for a living. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. It sounds cool. I'm excited to see the details on that, and I don't know, man. My hype level for Borderlands 3 is in a weird spot because I played Borderlands 2 and I like the game a lot. But it's not something that I'm like, oh man, I can't wait. There's definitely a lot of hype surrounding it. So the reveal trailers that are going to go out this week, I think tomorrow and then Thursday, I think people get to play it. Maybe Wednesday or Thursday, people get to play it. So we'll see a lot what it's about, man. It's the multiplayer aspect of the game that's really going to make or break it for me.
Sure.
If they do a good multiplayer to where I can be like, yo, Fluff, come on, man, let's go play some Borderlands, and it just seamlessly works and it's beneficial and fun, then I'm sold. And if it's just it's like a single player, only you get to come along too.
Right.
Because Borderlands 2's multiplayer was kind of hot garbage.
Wasn't it?
So I didn't like it. I didn't like it that much.
Okay.
So anyway, that's
I've never played.
Pretty much it. There was some random numbers that I kind of was going to talk about when we talked about Game of Thrones at Endgame. I looked up some stats because I'm a stats nerd.
Okay.
Game of Thrones broke pretty much every single cable box office TV show record imaginable last Sunday. 18 million viewers. And it's the most ever for any scripted TV show. And that may have even surpassed even broadcast free TV. I'm
Wow.
not sure, but that's kind of crazy. 18 million people, and then Endgame, Avengers Endgame did 1.2 billion dollars in global sales on the opening weekend, which absolutely decimated the Infinity War had the record prior, and it was like 450 million or something. It just completely just shattered it. It
So you said
destroyed it.
18 million like viewers?
18 million views for last Game of Thrones episode. Yeah,
I mean, Friends had 52.5 million.
yeah,
Viewers.
for the free cable. This is cable records.
Okay,
I think
okay.
is what it's talking about.
Cool.
Yeah. I think the cable record before last Sunday's was like, so this Sunday's got 18, the Sunday
I see
before
what
that
you're
got 17. And I think before that, the record was like 5 million or 6 million or something weird. Like
Yeah.
because Game of Thrones is just killing it right now.
Gotcha.
But it broke pretty much every cable record and
Yeah, that's
most
nuts.
scripted TV shows. For
I wonder how much how many subscriptions to like HBO Go, like Game of Thrones alone, sold.
I don't know. I mean, everybody and their mom's like, yo, you got that HBO?
Right.
Like, let me get.
Yeah, I
let
don't
me get
have
some
it.
of
My
that.
brother does. I
Yeah,
reach his.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
Like I'm sharing from a family member as well.
Right.
So it's like, hey,
I don't
they
pay
got
for
one
any
of
of
us
that
paying
shit.
for it. Yeah.
I stole Lindsay's Prime. I stole my neighbor's Netflix.
Yeah,
Which is,
so
'cause I can afford it. I just I'm like, I can get it for free. You know,
I
why not?
trade. So like I pay for Netflix and I give
Okay.
that to my brother, and then he guinea pigs me on his Prime.
Nice.
So it's like we
Yeah.
just do that and it works. So I don't know. But yeah, that's it, man. I just thought those numbers were interesting. 90% of movie tickets sold this weekend were for Endgame, which is the highest ticket sales records. Also,
Yeah.
so pretty
It
cool.
is okay.
We got some.
Why can we talk
questions,
about
man.
that, man?
Talk about what?
Endgame.
When, Kimmy?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah.
I don't know. How much
I
grace
don't
period do we have
know.
to go before we talk about it?
How much grace period before it becomes just irrelevant? You
Yeah.
know? I don't know.
I'd like to though. I
Sure.
want to so bad.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways.
the first question we have tonight, if you guys want to submit questions to the podcast, you can tweet them at ThaPChild, at Lord__Fluffy. Join our Discords. The links are in the descriptions below, or you can type the commands. If somebody can type commands in chat, that'd be cool. And that's it. So the first question comes from Key-Ray. BlizzCon tickets on sale May 4th and 8th. You guys going, or is 2018 still crushing your dreams? We talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of let me just sum all these BlizzCon questions up because that's like the hot topic this week.
Okay.
Let's see. So that was Key Ray's. Matthew said, hold on. No, that wasn't it. It was, here it is. Itchy says, what does BlizzCon even have to announce this year's convention? And Gutless, Itchy, Killer Plague, and Key Ray were all asking about if we're going to go to BlizzCon or what's the deal. So.
Okay, like if Blizz, if you want to holler at me and like maybe we can make like a weekend out of it, like maybe I'll come up Thursday and we get a tour of like, the Diablo offices and stuff like that. Maybe meet some people, meet and greet.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
I would I would do it just for that experience alone.
Yeah. If Blizzard would extend to Olive Branch at all, I would definitely be a lot more inclined to be like, okay, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So, and it also depends on a lot of things too.
Sure.
Like Fluff and I went together last year, and it was a fun time.
Yeah.
We also split the bills too. You know what I mean?
100%.
So like, it was still almost $1,500.
Yeah, at least.
And we split a hotel.
Yep.
So.
And we split a hotel 3 ways also.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like Lindsay, me, and you.
Yeah. So we'd have to see what things, if they're willing to at all. But like I said, as little interactivity as I get, really, in all honesty, man, I've had 2 people from Blizzard really ever talk to me. One of them I'm gonna keep anonymous because I don't think they want me to say. And then the other person, was Wyatt Chang. Like Wyatt Chang has been cool. He's always been super
great.
nice. Mm-hmm. And I think that he listens to the podcast, and it was really cool meeting Wyatt. He's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
And even though I'm pretty harsh on Blizzard lately, and even because of BlizzCon, like I still got a lot of respect for all the devs and all the employees because they're just trying to do what they can.
Yeah,
You know,
no doubt.
So, and I'm not pointing blame at those guys
Sure.
specifically.
Sure. What's next?
But yeah, I don't know. So hopefully maybe Blizzard will reach out to us at some point, or I would love to reach out to them.
Yeah,
if they would
honestly
answer
though,
me
like
back,
if I,
you know,
again, I'm gonna go back to like if they just showed us the schedule, and Diablo's on that schedule, I would probably go.
yeah.
But the fact that we don't know it, I don't
Well,
like that.
if it just says Diablo main stage, is that enough to get you to go? Because what if it's Immortal? I don't want to go for Immortal. No offense to
No.
anybody, but that's not enough to make me want to spend that kind of money to travel to Anaheim.
Right.
It has to be Diablo 3, Diablo 4. I guess I would be satisfied with the remaster of 2 if they had a WoW expansion with it as well, because I'm interested in WoW some. So like those two things together would be like, all right, that was cool.
I mean, I'd be pretty happy with anything not mobile. I would, yeah, anything not mobile. I would go probably.
I'm with you. Onion says, are you guys okay with early access games being considered for Game of the Year awards? I think early access is like a tag they put on a game to be like, hey, if it messes up, sorry,
Not our fault.
Yeah, I think it's out. And I think
is Fortnite technically released yet?
I don't even know.
I
know
don't
like
think it
PUBG
is.
never launched ever.
Right.
I don't think it ever launched, man. So yeah, I'm okay with it because if you can pay money and play the game, I think that's a game.
Yeah.
I
also think they should instead of like early access games being considered, I think they should just be more harsh about like the category you can put your game into. Like obviously Fortnite is no longer like in early access. Like it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Game was in early access for like a fucking year and like billions of people were playing.
Did I miss a Game Awards or something here?
No, I have no idea.
Happened? Yeah, I don't know if I missed something. I'm not aware of any Game Awards that went on.
Fortnite's still early access, chat says. That's absurd. That's absolutely absurd.
It's clearly not. It's just a tag for...
Like, what do you mean? So I feel like they should just be more strict.
That's kind of the thing. Like, how do you feel about paying for beta access? And like, and Last Epoch is this way.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are asking me like, hey, are you going to play Last Epoch? Are you going to play Last Epoch? And I'm like, well, I haven't reached out to them, and they haven't reached out to me. So no, like I don't want to pay $35 to play their beta.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
Like if they want to give me a copy, I would love to play it and give my honest opinions of it.
And, like I do it because like, I don't know, like, I'm the face of ARPGs. And so like I shelled out $30 to play Warhammer and I'll never get that money back. And
and I'm with you. Like I feel the same. Like in the grand scheme of things, $60 isn't a big deal for the content I'm going to get out of the game. My problem I think I have now is I have a lot of games on my plate that I want to play. Like I'm actively enjoying so many different games that it's like, damn, man, I don't know if I have time to fit in these other games in my schedule. So that falls with it too.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm not a big fan of paying money to beta test a game for a company. I think if they want beta testers, let us do it for free.
Yeah, let's do it the old-fashioned way.
And if you stand
where you would apply
behind your product,
like you used to apply, you would click like a thing that says, "Okay, scan my PC, check out the hardware I got," and then it would put you in like maybe like a lotto, and that's how you like.
Exactly.
What's wrong with that anymore? Like now,
and if you're standing behind your product, you're gonna get sales from that anyways. Like I bought Division 2 because I enjoyed the beta. Well, I mean, I bought it before. But I played the beta and I thought it was good. And had I not already bought it, I would have bought it because of the beta. Like I was like, this is what I wanted it to be. This is a good enough demo to let me know the game's not going to be total hot garbage.
Sure.
On the hindsight, I played Anthem beta and I thought this game is booty. I'm not going to pay $60 for this. And I was on the Anthem bandwagon before it came out. I was like,
watch the podcast.
This shit's going to be hot. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. And then I played the beta, and I got access to the alpha, and I played that. I got selected, and I was like, oh, cool. And I was like, this is garbage. I played it for like 3 hours, and I was like, okay, it's alpha.
Yeah.
Beta was the same, and I didn't buy it. Somebody ended up gifting me a copy because it came with their graphics card, and they're like, I don't want it. You know, do you want this? I'm like, sure. And so,
of course, Fluff in his infinite wisdom was right about Anthem.
Anthem
wasn't going to be good.
It wasn't good.
Yeah.
Demonic Grizz says, with more and more cartoonish games popping up, what do you think is the state of RPGs? What is the state of RPGs will become 5 years from now? It's like, what's the direction they're going? I think is what he's
Sure.
asking us. Cartoonish games. I think he's probably referring to like Torchlight and maybe Pagan.
I mean,
Pagan's
Torchlight,
not-
yeah,
It's
Fortnite.
too cartoonish.
I mean, it does seem like a trend, at least up until
Yeah.
very, very recently. Games seem to be just going for that really cartoony feel. To
I
appeal.
think it's easier to stylize a game when it's cartoony.
Yeah.
I think if you're trying to go for realism,
It's
that
harder.
makes it
It's-
super
yeah,
hard.
a lot more attention to
And if you
detail.
do a game like Fortnite at like a cartoon, it's way easier.
Yeah,
And it stands the test of time slightly better as
Sure.
well.
sure.
So you want to Mortal Kombat 11's piqued my interest a little bit. I think I said that last podcast. So I kind of like, I think I Googled it a little bit, YouTube some stuff a little bit, like reviews. So now my feed is filled with Mortal Kombat stuff. And so one of the things that popped up today, and I grew up on Mortal Kombat. I don't know how much you played it, but one of the things that came up, it was like all the fatalities from every Mortal Kombat game. And I'm like, oh shit, I got to do this. So I turned it on and I start watching it. And I'm going through these, but Mortal Kombat 4, I don't know what system that launched on, if it was fucking PlayStation or what. It looked absolutely so horrific. It was the first 3D polygon models. I was like, damn, we used to play that garbage? Like,
Yeah.
it looked horrible, guys. I'm like, yep, that did not stand the test of time whatsoever.
But that is like Final Fantasy 7.
That's okay, though.
It's
different. They made-
ridiculous.
No,
It's
so the difference is like
ridiculous.
7 is like boxy and cartoony on purpose. Final Fantasy 8, they
No,
tried
because
to
Final
make
Fantasy
look
7
real.
at the time, those graphics were amazing. What are you talking about? Now they're
Yeah, they were good for the time, but like Cloud has like boxes for hands and
yeah,
arms.
because
Like,
that's
he
fucking
doesn't even have
PlayStation.
fingers.
It's 32 bits.
But then you go look at Final Fantasy 8, which also came out on PlayStation, and they tried to make Squall look legit.
Yeah,
like
but
Google.
think how much-
And it's like if you compared it now, I'd much rather play 7's art style than 8's.
yeah, but
realistic
okay,
style.
like Halo, whatever, Halo 1 and Halo 2
Halo
were
1
same.
is hot garbage. I tried to play it too. Couldn't do it.
They were on the same
was
system.
so
What I'm
bad.
saying is like they make
Yeah.
leaps and bounds within the system. Like so,
Yeah,
obviously
yeah,
Final
I'm with
Fantasy 8 is the next iteration, so the graphics are better. But
Yeah, it still looked horrible. I think 7 holds up better because of its cartoonish style. But
so there you go.
yeah,
You kind of just answered the question. It's like, well,
yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I don't discriminate because of the cartoonish graphics.
I like
but-
okay, like I think it's clever. Like so, Halo 1 I felt was clever. It's like it's so hard to get the like human looking good in video games, right? Like I have a face and like limbs, and whereas like Halo, like you're wearing a suit of armor and it looked good. Like the graphics look good because it's very like polygonal form to be like the Master
Right.
Chief. So I like when games do that when they focus more on like the armor than like I think character customization tools are just like who even cares about that shit anymore? Like I want my eyes to be blue.
Fuck that campaign, man. And character customization.
Yeah, so it's worthless. It really is because like ultimately you're just gonna cover your face up with a helmet or whatever. Anyways, that looks really cool. So just focus on that shit. Don't even have
Yeah.
the character creation tool anymore.
I guess, man. So Assassin's Creed Odyssey looks really good by today's standards.
Okay.
I feel like it's a great looking game. The facial expressions look good. The detail looks good. Obviously, realistic looking humans. So we've come a long way. The thing is, in 5 years, when I look back at Assassin's Creed Odyssey, what's it going to be like? Because if you look at Mortal Kombat 11, which just came out, it looks phenomenal. Like the character models, the animations, the expressions, it looks good. Like the fatalities are ridiculously gruesome, but at the same time, the facial expression, like, dude, they have the eyeballs twitching and stuff after they cut somebody's head off.
Gross.
It's like, holy crap, that's gross, but amazing. I don't know.
Right.
It's gross.
It makes you like kind of question like the artists, that work on those things and just like stare at blood and gore and like perfecting the blood
it's
and
like,
gore.
You gotta be like deranged. Like
Right.
your whole job was to animate an eyeball like twitching out of somebody's head.
Like you think about all like the people that like write Saw and shit like that. Like, are they actually like murderers or like?
No, okay, so let's take this to Game of Thrones since it's Game of Thrones season.
Sure.
George R.R. Martin wrote a book, and in the book, This is a spoiler for like season 2, guys. He has Daenerys, who is like 13, hooking up and being sold and like having sex with people. How, when you write that in current modern society, do you not go like, this is kind of fucked up? Maybe let's make her 18. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. But like, we accept it because it's popular. But like, if I were to write that, I would think if somebody reads this book, I'm gonna go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's weird to me, man.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. What's more weird, like that scenario, or like meticulously planning a way to torture another human being?
For like Saw, like writing the Saw book. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's shit.
I don't know, man. It's like
Either way, I mean, I'm sure if I got to meet Martin in real life, he's probably a very weird dude. Would be my guess. I don't know. He's filthy rich, so it doesn't matter.
You can be weird when you're filthy rich.
Filthy rich.
And president. But yeah.
Let's see. What else do we got? Perkmeister says, besides the new meta, what other podcasts do you guys listen to?
I don't really, to be honest.
I'm kind of with Fluff a little bit. So I catch bits and pieces of Joe Rogan's podcast if he has guests on that I find interesting. I'm a big MMA fan. I'm a big boxing fan. Not a big boxing fan. I'm a semi-boxing fan and then a huge MMA fan. So when he has MMA guests on, I'm super intrigued, and I usually watch those episodes or listen to them. Other than that, man, I'm a YouTube guy.
Yeah.
When I drive to work every single day, I find, before I pull out of the driveway, I find a YouTube video that's 10 plus minutes. It's about a 15-minute drive to my office.
Yeah.
So I try to find a YouTube video that's like 10 to 15 minutes, and I throw it on and just listen to it. I don't watch it, but I listen to it as I drive. And that reduces, like, I road rage like nobody's business, man. It like, if somebody cuts me off or just fucking sits at a stoplight on their cell phone, like, it just makes me lose my mind. So
what's the biggest pet peeve for you on the road?
Oh, people on their cell phones, 100%.
Really?
It's not even close. But that keeps my road rage down because I can listen to that and distract myself with it, and then I don't want to like smack people. Cell phones, man, stoplights. Like I actively count. Like when I pull up to a stop sign, this is how much it bothers me. I'll look around at the cars around me and see if everybody's on their cell phone. And more chances than not, every single person is looking at their fucking cell phone.
Right.
And I'm like, great.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing now.
I don't know what it is, but like, so I recently moved, like just January, and I take a very specific highway to work. And this highway, like, it's not like this anywhere else really in Kansas, but for whatever reason, it's a 2-lane highway, and everyone drives slow in the left lane, like every fucking day.
Yeah.
Like they're just driving like next to the
Honk your
guy
horn
in the
as you
right
pass them
lane.
in
They're
the
just
slow
driving
lane.
together and being like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Like,
I know.
what the fuck are you doing?
Oblivious. Yeah, that happens to me too.
It's funny too because there's so many studies out there that show like those people cause more accidents than not. Because like
it's the same. So the first half of my commute's 2-lane, and then it opens up to 3-lane or 4-lane, I think later. And so the first in that section, if there's somebody there, like, I'm not gonna lie, man, I'll get on the horn. I'll be like, and then if they don't move, then I'll just blare it.
get the fuck over.
Because it does, like, they drive the same speed as the person next to them, and they'll do it for like 10 miles.
Right.
And it's like, do you not see the line of cars behind you, man? There's like 15 of us. Like, get the fuck over.
It's crazy.
What are you doing, Grandpa? Because they're on their cell phone.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Probably, or they're just like living the dream, not a care in the world.
Yeah. So as far as back to the actual question, that's pretty much the only podcast that I listen to. I'm more of a
I actually like. I'll spark up like you. I'll open up like a YouTube video before I go, and I'll watch like. I really enjoy like the philosophical kind of debates, not political, but like more philosophical, life related stuff, where like feminists and pacifists and like whoever just get together and start yelling at each other. Pretty funny.
Usually mine's some kind of content for whatever game I'm into at that moment. So if it's like Division launched a couple months ago, I was listening to like Division builds and Division this or that or state of the
You
game.
can listen to a build without like the video to go with it. I would just be
It depends. It depends on the build. Like sometimes you get, you're like, well, you really need to see it to like visualize it. But sometimes you can get the gist. You know, you can be like, okay, this is what they're going for. Is that a play style I'd be interested in?
right.
But not a lot. Not a lot of build videos. Every now and then.
Sure.
But more so like, they nerfed this or this is OP and this is why or state of the game, or so just whatever. And then I've been. This is like my Jerry Springer. I've kind of been into. There's a guy that makes videos about like all the Twitch fails and arguments and shit from all the Twitch streamers. And so like they're like this in today's video or this week's video, we're going over the bans from last week. And so every week this guy finds the people that were banned and he talks about the dumb shit they did to get themselves banned. And like that interests the fuck out of me. I am so into those videos. And it's like last week he had some dude, I don't know these guys, man. I don't like really know. They're all huge streamers, but I don't really know who they are. And some dude's like a real life streamer, and he's like walking on some city sidewalk, and some other dude's with him, another real life streamer, and a fan came up that the first guy invited. The second guy got pissed the fan was there and smacked his phone out of his hand because he was streaming also, and he like smacked the bejesus out of this phone. He shatters this phone into a billion pieces, and the other guy has it on on his stream, and so the dude got banned that smacked the phone for destruction of property. They gave him like a 30-day ban.
Man, these fucking real life like streamers on Twitch, like they just do shit for like dramatic effect to get views.
But a 30-day ban? Like,
it's
dude,
ridiculous.
could you imagine if you got banned for 30 days?
It would suck, man. It would suck.
That would suck.
But like like the Ice guy, he used to do just dumb shit all the fucking time until they finally banned him from the platform.
Yeah,
but it's just for views.
Yeah, right.
It's just stupid.
Let's see, what do we got? Vampire Zombie says, last Epoch beta starts today. Will you guys be participating? Fluff was playing it before the podcast. So he's definitely participating. I might reach out to Epoch and see if they feel like juicing me up. So if anybody from Epoch's listening, send me a key.
It would help if you said Epoch instead of Apoc, but
that's what I said.
Why can't you not pronounce anything?
It's just the way it works, man. Let's see. Delta says, do you guys think people who post spoilers on social media should be able to get a temporary or even permanent bans? How about on Twitch?
Yeah, sure. I mean, can we ban IGN from Twitter right now? Like, I was just personally offended when I saw that. I was just like, I'm glad I saw that, but imagine if I hadn't. Like, that sucks. So bad.
That's kind of the lesson that I learned through this whole Game of Thrones in-game weekend. Was if you don't want to spoil shit, you have to turn social media off. You can't check Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. YouTube's the same, man. Those end-game spoilers, as you're scrolling through your phone, they will autoplay. And if you're on a browser, they will autoplay. So, you could potentially be watching a video on something, and it knows that I like Marvel shit. So the next video it throws on YouTube is going to autoplay. And say I come back, and it's like, oh, by the way, blah, blah, blah happened. And you're like, fuck. So I just turned all it off.
Sure.
Permanent ban. I think the guys that are just going in Twitch channels spamming shit for sure should get banned.
Pretty easy to track them, too.
Yeah, Twitter and other things and Facebook, nah, man. I don't think you can. But guys being dicks on Twitch for sure. So.
Sure.
And then the last question we had is from Matthew. Matthew said, you have to pick one to marathon. All 22 Marvel Infinity Saga movies or all 70-plus episodes of Game of Thrones. Which one do you pick? I got to marathon it up.
Well, fuck, man.
I'd pick Marvel.
Which one's longer?
Well, 22 times 2 hours a movie figures, so that's going to be, only 44 hours. So Game of Thrones by far.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones is more like 80 hours.
Yeah, I guess the Marvel. I wouldn't be happy by either one. But
you wouldn't be happy to have to marathon it?
No. So I did like when The Hobbit came out. I did the thing where you would we watched.
You bought the ticket and see them all?
We'd see the first three, and then you would see The Hobbit right after. And I was dying. Like, that was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my whole life.
What do you mean you were dying?
So
you wanted to go home?
Terrible.
You wanted to lay down? You wanted to go to sleep?
I wanted to like get away from people. Like,
you couldn't just. Why didn't you just go to sleep in your chair?
Because it's not. I can't sleep upright. I don't know. I've never been able to sleep anywhere. Of you
sleeping in an airport.
I try, but it doesn't work.
Okay, so let's assume that you get to take a break in between. You don't have to marathon without going to sleep.
Yeah.
But you can't do anything else. So like you can watch movies and then you can go to bed and then you can eat. But when you eat, there's just like you get to eat. No social media, no phones, no nothing.
Right. I mean, still the lesser evil, the less of the two durations.
Yeah. I'd pick Marvel. So
yeah.
And that's it, guys. It's all
easy.
We got. So if you guys want to submit questions to the podcast again, Twitter at ThaPChild, at Lord__Fluffy in our Discords is the spot to get those questions over to us.
Yeah. And I'll be
if you guys missed the announcement, Quinn69 is going to be on our 1-year anniversary episode, which is episode 52. It's going to be May 14th, and that episode is going to start an hour early. We normally start at 9 p.m. Central. We're going to start at 8 p.m. Central, and we'll have Quinn on the show. It's going to be an amazingly good time, so set some reminders for that one, boys.
Yeah. Can't wait. Finally.
Okay. Finally.
Yeah.
Saved it for the big one. But that's it, man. Thanks for hanging around, guys. I will catch you for the next podcast.
See you guys next week. Peace out, dudes.